Yeah, that's the size of my thumb. When you think of pocket notebooks, you would usually think of something around this size. I've tested ones that are slightly smaller and just recently picked up the tiniest in my collection. Two of the biggest incentives to keep a pocket notebook is portability and the ability to quickly fill it. The more notebooks you fill, the sooner you can start a new one and the greater your sense of achievement. But how small is too small? Let's see all the ways that I've experimented with using these small but powerful notebooks and put their mini factor to the test. This is probably the first idea of a pocket sketchbook that you would think of when you think of this size. This is the Moleskine Pocket Sketchbook, and it is a classic representation of a very portable design. It fits in your hands comfortably and does fit in a lot of trouser pockets. It has a hard cover, an elastic to keep it closed, and a pocket at the back. These are very common features in these notebooks. I usually keep some business cards in here or some stickers that I would be using throughout. Now, this is the sketchbook version. There is a normal notebook version, but it's basically the same thing. And this thing is really built to last. As you can see, it is really able to hold a variety of different mediums. Unlike pocket notebooks like the field notes and the cashier's notes, these have significantly more pages. So these come with 80 pages of these buttery smooth paper. And so this really is a testament to how effective this size is. When it's laid out this way, you can see it's very comfortable. I can rest my hand here. I can also turn it around and draw a landscape. This pocket notebook also carries prestige from the name, and for 9 by 14 centimeters of incredible paper, this notebook still stands at a whopping price of £20. This is somewhat outrageous, especially if you just need notebooks to write things in. When you start playing with different mediums like acrylics and paints, I can justify this a bit better. As you can see, even if you just do simple pen drawings, they will hold up really well. To me, £20, not really worth it if you're doing just regular writing, but if you are an artist or an illustrator, this might actually be a pretty good value. But I have some other sketchbook recommendations if you would like to know about them. The next contender is already significantly smaller. This is an older Midori pocket notebook that I have that captures work that I've done between 2021 and 2024. I wanted a place that served as a motivation and a reminder of how far I've come with my illustration practice. Here are some old illustrations of my OCs. Good God, these seem ancient now that I'm seeing them again. I really like the flow of this one though. Yes, so sometimes just seeing a record of things that you have already achieved, like, puts you in a better position mentally to be like, actually, you know what, I've already done quite a lot. Here's a splash art I did but never really finished. And the binding seems to be just as strong as any other Midori notebook. But this thing bulks up fast, as you can see, like, it is quite thick comparison here. This is partly my fault though, but these illustrations are digital illustrations, and the way that I've printed them out is on a thicker piece of paper, and so it bulked up a lot faster. But actually, it gives me the idea, it could be a really cute idea to have a collection, like a whole library of tiny but chunky notebooks. That could be a really cute idea. So this is at the price point of £4 a piece, which is definitely worth the quality, and the size can be justified. The only thing to note is that the clear cover here is extra. So the durability of the paper cover on its own without this clear cover is debatable. I've seen friends who use it like just on its own without it. I think the biggest thing is that because of this light color, it can get dirty quite quick, but if that doesn't bother you, then you probably don't even need the clear cover. We're going even smaller. So this is the Daigo Isshoni pocket, and it is basically A7, but slimmer. This already comes with a plastic cover, as you can see, and it's translucent. It has like this icy finish here. I use this as a continuous to-do list. Because it already has a plastic cover, the wear and tear is significantly more powerful, and it also comes in a variety of different colors. So if you do like some color in your stationery, this is probably a more attractive option. Because it is slim when it's portrait, I find the best way to use this is actually landscape like this, so you can have more space to write comfortably. The Daigo notebooks are also incredible because they lay completely flat, and they have an index system already built in. So at the front of this notebook, you will see the index, and you can put the page number and allocate a theme to them. This is what an ongoing to-do list looks like. So there are no dates in between these to-do lists. There are just lines. And the benefit of this is especially powerful when you want to decrease the amount of stress your to-do list can create on a single day. It's about completing as many of these boxes as possible, and it seamlessly carries over onto the next day, which is indicated by this line, but no pressure of seeing the date. Also makes it really satisfying to see just how much you've already completed. Like, imagine a whole notebook of things that you've already done. That could be really interesting to see. This costs basically double of the Midori. I've seen it priced at about £8.99. If you're looking for convenience and smart referencing design already built into the notebook, and you don't want to spend as much on a Moleskine, I think this is a safe bet. But I will say that their paper is a bit funny with the wet fountain pen ink, so just beware. And the star of the show, finally, the Rollbahn Keyring notebook. This tiny notebook is attached to a phone strap that you can basically loop onto anything. I've seen people put these as an accessory on a regular A5 notebook, but to be honest, it feels a bit gimmicky. I have the same feeling like when I see that arrangement, the feeling when I see a mini bag on a bag, but to each their own. I got this in an adorable green color, so I'll open it up for you. I got this while I was in Japan, and Rollbahn notebooks are from a brand called Delphonics. You probably, if you're in the journaling community, you would have seen their pouches. They're quite famous overseas. But they also have this line of notebooks, and although all of the writing is in German, this is in fact a Japanese brand. So you open it up, it has this plastic cover and their ivory, significantly more yellow paper. It is a very lightweight notebook. That's like the first thing that I noticed, and when I'm holding it this way, it's pocket sized in the way when it's open completely, but yeah, it's the size of my thumb. I saw other people use their bonbon drop stickers to decorate the front of this, which I thought was really adorable, but let's decorate and try to write in this thing. I originally planned to use these drop 3D stickers, and I saw like people using like the Sanrio characters, but like it's basically as thick as the notebook, and I think it would be really infuriating to write while the cover is like so thick above the page, above the table. And so looking at the stickers that I have, this is my sticker loop, I guess. Of stickers, glowing jewel stickers would look really cute. They are slightly 3D, but they're definitely not as thick as the bonbon drop ones. So let's see how I decorate this. I love the look of these keys and these jewelry, almost jewelry looking pieces. I love how it's also like the shape of a clover. It's also very Shogokyara-esque. This is the arrangement that I came up with. I think it's really cute and all of the colors seem to go together, and it's not that much thicker, so this is perfect. Let's try writing though. So it is really cute though. We're going to be testing 3 different pens in this, a regular ballpoint pen and 2 different fountain pens. So that was actually easier to write with than I thought. It definitely just had to be at an angle. Let's see how the paper is. Ooh, it held up pretty well. Surprisingly, the fountain pen inks actually performed better. The Pentel Energel is slightly darker in terms of ghosting than the others. And probably because the ink in my TWSBI is a brown, that's why the bleeding isn't so strong on the other side. So that's a good tip to know. I've seen people also put the like covers on new washi tapes, and so they have like an inventory. So these are like some of my washi tape samples, and yeah, I can see how people would put this in. Also, even as an ink journal, this could be really cute, although because of the yellow paper, it's not really transferable between these 2 specific notebooks. But if you use the Rollbahn notebooks anyways, I can see why this would be beneficial. So I picked this up while I was in Japan for about 600 yen, which is about £2.79. When I tried finding it in the UK, I'm not sure if it's because it hasn't been officially like sold here anywhere and it's just the secondhand prices, but this goes for £7 here, and that is not worth it. I would wait until these become more widely available, and Rollbahn is slowly rolling out. At least in London, I did see Choosing Keeping have Rollbahn, but not this size. I think £7 is just outrageous for something the size of my thumb. But do you guys think it's worth the cute factor? I mean, the sticker arrangement here is really adorable. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's video and got some ideas on how to make a pocket notebook work for you, and maybe even get some inspiration on which pocket notebook to get next. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next week.